I'm Christopher Barnes, an assistant professor at the Center for Evolutionary Hologenomics at the Globe Institute, and I'm interested in plant hologenomics. My background is microbiology, and I was just studying why microbiomes differed between organisms, and it was always a bit unsatisfying because there was other things that were always missing. So, for example, if you studied just the environmental variation, there was also the genome effects. And because then you want to know the sort of genome, the microbiome, and functioning, and actually kind of extended into the sort of holobiome. And so, to me, it's host, it's host functioning, it's microbiome functioning, and together it's the holobiome. I kind of moved into an evolutionary biology group and looking at plant and plant microbe interactions within an evolutionary framework. And that naturally became genome, microbiome, kind of looking at the two and how they co-evolved. And then it became also like looking at plant chemical defenses and plant medicines. So basically, sometimes two plants that are very similar can produce wildly different amounts of compounds. And some of these compounds can be medicines. And so we really wanted to know why that was. And it really wasn't possible to do it without considering all these different components. Now I have a project with maize, looking at basically how the genome in controlled environments is regulating or differentiating the microbiome. So that will be basically trying to improve maize drought resilience using this hologenomic framework, because there's really big issues. For example, in Tanzania, there's a huge yield decline expected in maize, and it's like one of their biggest sources of carbohydrates. So I kind of want to do a very applied hologenomic based work. My work was kind of typical to start with, but as I became more and more frustrated with the very different components that were missing, I think what makes it special is the sort of willingness to kind of cram many different disciplines together and try and take on this enormous challenge of integrating these huge like omic data sets, multi-omic data sets. For me, my object is mostly going to be about maize. There's a reference genome, you can grow them, and it's in order to kind of have this big sequencing or this big sampling numbers to kind of get meaningful statistics, it makes sense to use a organism, and maize is a very good one since it's so important for so many people. I'm actually expecting my first child in December, so December 14th I'll become a father for the first time. I wasn't really sure when I moved to Denmark about 6-7 years ago what would happen. I thought I would move off after 2 years of being a postdoc. But yeah, I'm now here. It seems like for the long haul with a Danish girlfriend and soon to be Danish child along the way. So.